Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for October the 9th, Wednesday, October the 9th. So happy Wednesday, happy hump day, and happy FOMC day. We had FOMC minutes today released, and that's always kind of a coin toss as to whether we're going to get much reaction out of that or not. And typically you don't really, honestly. I mean, compared to a Fed meeting. But lately, there's been a little more emphasis because of the details with how the Fed might view inflation and that kind of thing. They were reported right there. Let me see if I can highlight this for you. Kind of right there. And I don't even know if something like that is even tradable. This is a 1 day, 1 minute chart. Instant flush down and right back up. I was watching this to actually to try to do something with this as far as a trade. Either, buy the dip was what I was thinking, or maybe if it's, if it breaks some levels down here, maybe get on the train and ride it down. But we hit this low, and then, and then the next trade was kind of up here somewhere. So I don't even know if that stuff is tradable. But anyway, we chopped in the overnight session. Let me get this up. This is the NASDAQ in the rut. And what we're looking at here is the ES. Sorry if I did not mention that. I trade the ES and the SPX just about every day. So that's really kind of what I focus on. But again, overnight session here in the light gray, kind of chopping back and forth, back and forth. That's the skyline right there. We did kind of breach it a little bit. And then that little pop, and then from then on, this morning it was kind of straight up, and then we chopped into the actual minutes, and this was a new all-time high, and we took out the previous all-time high, and then we took this out and went to another new all-time high up here in the ES at 58.46. I mean, higher and higher and higher. We're in the nosebleed sections now. We just keep going. Now that's on the ES and SPX. Let me show you. I'll back this back up. I like to look at a 20-day interval. It gives you a good perspective. So in the last 20 days, it's really just been kind of chopping here, right? And long run up here, consolidate, consolidate. I mean, very, very kind of tight range. A couple little flush and, up and down kind of moves, but for the most part, really kind of not go anywhere. And then all these levels held, and then we're starting back up again, and we took out, that was the last new all-time high, and then that one, and then that one at the close today. So kind of crazy that we're continuing to keep going up. We kind of thought that was going to happen. I thought, and we talked about this if you saw in the videos I did, I thought that this was kind of a point where we could break lower and come down, tree line, or retest the lows here or even here, very possibly. And then we turned and just kind of kept going, right? Same way here. I'm going to do the opposite of what we looked at here, saying that, are we going to do this and then give it all back up? We're going to do this and give it back up, that kind of thing. I don't know. I actually don't think so. But it doesn't really matter what I think, because tomorrow morning before the open we have CPI. That's going to be the tail of the market, the telltale sign, right? The inflation, the Fed really looks at PCE, but the CPI to me is, probably on the retail side is more important. The Fed, I think, looks at PCE maybe a little bit more, with a little more importance. But anyway, that number comes in cool, as they say, or light. We will definitely keep going higher. If it comes in with a hot number, especially an unexpected hot number, which I do not think is going to happen, then yes, then we can do one of these things, and we kind of will start our trend like that, right? Come back down here, and then maybe we start working back up. I don't think that's going to happen, but again, we'll have CPI in the morning. The next day, on Friday, on the 11th, we have PPI. I think CPI is more important. PPI should somewhat track what CPI does. Then we have PCE on the 31st, and then we have payrolls on the 1st. So keep those economic dates in mind. In addition to that, we start earnings season. We really start at Friday, but tomorrow we have, see if I can remember, I think we have Domino's, Pizza, Tilray, a couple odds and ends stuff, right? But on Friday we have Bank of New York, we have BlackRock, we have JP Morgan, we have Wells Fargo, all reporting on Friday the 11th. So that really kind of kicks us off. We'll get into earnings season. The next 3 weeks will be heavy earnings season. And again, that will play a big key role in where this market goes. Again, all signs point to up as far as I can tell. And it's funny if you trade a lot or you've been trading a while and you say something like that, and then 3 weeks later people are like, well, you see how wrong you were. Well, we make decisions day by day based on the data we have coming in, like CPI, like PPI, like PCE, like earnings reports, and all that kind of stuff. So we can change, we have to change on a dime here if we get new important information that comes in, right? But everything that I'm seeing right now leads me to think we're going higher. So that's kind of what that is what I'm planning for. So, take that into account. Now let's compare that. So that's the ES or the SPX. Let's compare that to the NASDAQ, right? The Mag 7, the NASDAQ, all that kind of stuff. And yes, it's going up. It's not we're nowhere near the all-time high. 2690 on the NDX is kind of where I think we're going there, and again, a lot's going to depend on what happens tomorrow and in the next couple of weeks. Always keep that economic calendar on your desk and review what's coming up, because those can be big things. When you see the market, you're not really watching, you see a huge move one way or the other, what happened. Usually it's Fed, it's CPI, it's payrolls, it's something, Fed speak, for example. But keep all that stuff, bond market auction, whatever. But keep all that stuff in mind. So anyway, here's NDX. I think NDX goes higher. And I'm just looking at the major indexes, the diamonds. So the all-time high on the diamonds, that one little candle up there, 426. We closed at 425 today. So we're basically right there, all-time high. I do like trading the diamonds, actually, but, that's another story. But the last one here is the RUT. Same thing, RUT, small caps will benefit from lower interest rates. That's what I think we're going to see tomorrow and Friday. And I think that will bode well for higher in the RUT. Let me switch this over real quick and go to my grab candles and wave. And you can see that's a 34 EMA. We are poised to break higher RUT IWM to go higher here in small caps, I think. I think that's an easy target, assuming some accommodating Fed, right? Which I think we're going to get. Now, we don't have Fed meeting in October. We do in November and December, and whoever they are projecting we get 2 more rate cuts this year, 1 at each meeting. Are those going to, first, will we get them, and are they going to be 25 basis points each, or 50 basis points each, or 25 and 50, or 50 and 25? All that is yet to unfold. Then you throw in the wild card of the presidential election, that kind of stuff. So some crazy stuff is going to be happening next couple of months. I do have a little bit of hedging on the downside. So just in case, but it's pretty light. So as we get further, especially close to the election, I may put some more stuff on for just for the maybe what if case. So keep that in mind as we go, if we need to add on some additional hedging or add on anything incremental. I'm not looking for black swan or anything like that, but we always want to be thinking about that just in case. So as we go further along, we'll make those decisions, but for now everything looks good to the upside. So with that, let me wind it up. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. If you're in the path of the storms like I am, stay safe. Hope you come out well on that. Just be careful. So thanks for the time, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Take care.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence. This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me